Kendrick Lamar just shook the entire music industry, and he did it without uttering a single new lyric. With one unexpected move, he resurrected the same track that once launched him to the top, Humble, and transformed it into something Drake could never pull off. A legacy-defining, culture-shaking moment that crushed records, silenced critics, and ignited fan frenzy. No teaser, no campaign, no guest verses, just a quiet detonation that blew up the charts and humiliated the competition. Industry insiders are calling it the most powerful revival of a classic track in hip-hop history. And label executives, even Drake's own circle, is reportedly in disbelief over what came next. Because let's be honest, when's the last time a track from 2017 came back and hit this hard? Now here's the twist no one anticipated. Kendrick didn't remix it. He didn't spit new bars. He resurrected it. And with that resurrection came a stunning visual, a coded message, and one shocking move that has everyone asking, did Kendrick just settle the score for good? But before we unpack the storm Kendrick just unleashed, we need to rewind, because this wasn't a spontaneous act, this was crafted over years. Kendrick and Drake have always orbited each other like predators in the same jungle, two lyrical giants, commanding separate realms of the culture, yet never truly clashing, in broad daylight. Whispers started in the early 2010s. Journalists hinted at it. Rappers chose sides behind the scenes. But deep down, everybody felt it, the quiet tension. This was never just about singles. This was about ideology, vision, and immortality. Drake claimed the crown of the charts, hit after hit, anthem after anthem, crafting a dynasty built on mass appeal and emotional relatability. Kendrick, he was building something different, slower, richer, designed for impact. He didn't care to be the loudest voice. He was scripting a message that would outlast them all. At the heart of that message, Humble, dropped in 2017. Humble wasn't just another hit, it was a cultural thunderclap, a declaration disguised in melody and quiet fury. Sit down, be humble, blunt, timeless, impossible to ignore. And back then, people thought the message was aimed at. Some said Humble was a shot at the entire rap game. Others were convinced it was a subliminal aimed directly at Drake. But Kendrick never confirmed anything. He didn't need to. The numbers spoke louder than any diss. Debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, became Kendrick's first solo number 1 on rhythmic radio, won Grammys for Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song, over 1 billion views on YouTube. But here's what's wild. Despite all that success, Kendrick never rode the wave. He didn't flex the stats. No reposts, no tweet storms, no chest pounding. He simply moved on. Because to Kendrick, Humble wasn't a victory lap, it was a blueprint. Meanwhile, let's talk about Drake. While Kendrick took a step back from solo drops, Drake stayed front and center, dominating the charts year after year. Scorpion, Certified Lover Boy, Her Loss, all doing massive numbers. But even with the hits, there was always a shadow hanging over him. Where's the substance? Why doesn't his music age like Kendrick's? Why hasn't he had a "to-pimp a butterfly" moment? Drake stans defended him. Kendrick fans fired back. And in the middle of all the noise, one song stayed unmoved, Humble, refusing to fade. Now here's where it gets crazy. Drake's team has re-released several songs over the years, live versions, streaming bundles, alternate edits, all designed to stretch the hype, extend the chart life, make the moment last. But not one of those re-releases ever reignited the culture. None made people pause and say, wait, what did he just do? Until Kendrick. Until now, when Kendrick re-uploaded Humble under a new title, Humble Restored Edition. Most fans assumed it was just a cleaner mix, maybe a remaster. But what followed? Nobody could have seen coming. Without changing a single lyric, not even one new bar, Kendrick dropped a visual counterstrike that challenged the entire idea of what legacy really means. And he tied it directly to real life. His $10 million donation to Compton High School. Yes, while others were flaunting jets and diamond chains, Kendrick was rebuilding classrooms. He helped restore a high school with his own money, and Humble became the anthem for something far greater than a hit single. It became purpose. And now, that restored edition is trending again. It just shattered streaming numbers, and it's sparking heated debates about Drake's entire legacy. Because Kendrick just reminded the world, a song with purpose hits harder than a song built for playlists. But what happens next? That's where the real chaos begins. While fans were still reeling from the power of Humble Restored Edition, another twist dropped, one nobody expected, because it turns out This wasn't just about honoring legacy, it was a precision strike aimed straight at Drake. And fans didn't realize it until one specific frame in the video triggered a wildfire of conspiracies. That moment, 2 minutes and 34 seconds into the restored version. Right as the beat drops again, Kendrick walks past a locker and spray painted on it. Almost too quickly to notice. A single word, fake, followed by, numbers don't mean impact. Yo, the internet blew up. A TikTok user zoomed in frame by frame and posted, "This ain't a coincidence. Kendrick's calling out Drake and y'all know it. Dude's been selling millions but dropping emptiness. Kendrick ain't. Chasing hitsies, chasing immortality." The post racked up 6 million views in 24 hours, and suddenly the comment section turned into a war zone. Kendrick said more in 4 words than Drake said in 4 albums. Drake could never make a record like this. Speak again. Years later, numbers don't mean impact is the new control verse. Period. But it didn't stop there. Fake insider leaks started circulating. One alleged screenshot showed a DM from someone on Kendrick's team saying, Drake tried to buy a documentary on Compton schools last year, and pulled out when Kendrick's name came up. Now he's mad, LOL. Another so-called insider posted this in a Discord group. Kendrick knew Drake had a deluxe coming. He dropped this on purpose. Timed it perfectly, and guess what? They weren't wrong. Drake was preparing a re-release. The Scorpion Anniversary Edition was set to drop that same week featuring never-before-heard studio versions of shelved tracks, a few demos, and new artwork. But after Humble, Restored Edition hit #1 overnight, Drake quietly pushed it back. No promo. No tweet. Just gone from the schedule. Fans noticed. One tweet with 90K likes read, "He really shelved his rollout because Kendrick breathed on a beat he already owned." Another said, "Drake tried to spin the block, and Kendrick flattened his tires." But here's where the drama got really tangled. A major music blog leaked screenshots from an alleged OVO group chat. The conversation was chaotic, but one line stood out. Someone believed to be 40, Drake's right-hand producer, wrote, "Humble was a warning shot. We should have dropped last month." And Drake, he responded with one emoji. Bro, was he calling Kendrick a clown? Was it mocking the movement? Or was it self-aware sarcasm? No one knows. But that single emoji sparked headlines across hip-hop media. Drake reacts to Kendrick's restored Humble. Fans divided. Kendrick versus Drake. The legacy battle that just turned personal. Clown emoji, or silent surrender. Even more fuel got added to the fire when Kendrick's longtime collaborator Dave Free posted a photo on Instagram of the Humble video shoot on the whiteboard in the background. Faintly visible were notes. "Some kings get buried in streams." Fans lost it. TikTok creators began speculating that Kendrick had planned the entire drop as a covert diss disguised as celebration. One viral clip said, "He didn't mention Drake's name because he didn't have to." The symbolism said it all. A real king doesn't clap back. He just walks taller. But the first real-world fallout hit at a private party in LA, sources say. Kendrick and Drake were both invited to the same industry event, a closed-list celebration for a major award show partner. Kendrick showed up with his crew. Chill. No. Entourage Drake. He was spotted arriving later and leaving within 10 minutes. One insider leaked this to a hip-hop page. He walked in, saw Kendrick across the room, nodded, and dipped. No hello. No handshake. Just out. Rumors started exploding that their relationship had finally reached a point of no return. A known Drake affiliate went live on Twitch that night and said, "There's been respect between them for years, but now that might be done. Kendrick just moved the needle and Drake ain't laughing about it." And just when you thought that was the peak, a billboard went up in downtown Toronto. Black letters. No logos. It read, "Impact can't be streamed." Signed at the bottom, PG Longbro. Kendrick just bought a billboard in Drake City. That's not just legacy, that's chess. And yet, Kendrick still hadn't said a word. No tweet. No interview. No response. That silence. It was louder than a diss. After the Toronto billboard went viral, fans and industry insiders were certain. Kendrick wasn't just revisiting Humble. He was declaring war. And this wasn't the type of war fought with diss tracks or online chatter. No. Kendrick was waging a legacy war, every move, calculated, surgical, and devastating without raising his voice. But what happened next? Nobody saw it coming. Insider flip. on a late-night Twitter space hosted by respected hip-hop journalist Samantha Pierce. A shocking voice joined claiming to be someone who'd worked inside the OVO machine. The man didn't reveal his full identity, but he brought receipts, audio clips, old voice memos, even documents with unreleased song meat, and his claim. Drake's been obsessed with legacy since Kendrick won the Pulitzer. He knows his catalog moves numbers, but deep down, he feels that emptiness. He wanted to do something big, something humble-like, but Kendrick beat him to it. Again, as soon as that space ended, blogs went nuclear. Exovosaurus claims Drake obsessed with outpacing Kendrick's legacy. Insider leak. Drake's next rollout ruined by humble, restored EDs. Kendrick didn't diss, he dismantled. And then came the reaction nobody saw coming. LeBron James, the king himself, reposted a clip from Kendrick's humble restored edition video to his IG story. Caption: "This is what it looked like when art meets purpose." Mic drop. Fans started calling it the royal cosign. Even media outlets joined in. ESPN ran with, "King James picks his king of hip-hop and it ain't Drake." It didn't help that Drake had just posted a moody gym selfie with the caption, "Some people clap louder for your failure than their own win." Was that a shot at Brown, at Kendrick, at fans? Nobody knew, but the damage was done. And then Kendrick's next move leaked. A user on Reddit posted the following cryptic message under the Hip Hop Heads subreddit: "If you thought Humble Restored was the end, wait till you hear the follow-up. It's not a song, it's a statement, and it drops on stage." Wait, what? Turns out Kendrick was planning a live performance installation tied to Humble, set to take place at the Compton High School ribbon-cutting ceremony. But this wasn't just a local event. Rumors swirled that Apple Music, YouTube, and HBO had signed streaming rights. And the real kicker, a leaked press memo showed the name of the performance, Legacy Greater Than Streams, a live art experience, curated by Kendrick Lamar. This man was turning Humble into an actual movement, and Drake, still dead silent, but the fans, not so much. TikTok exploded with theories. Did Kendrick just beat Drake at his own marketing game? Why does this feel like Drake lost a beef that never even started? Kendrick outperformed Drake without saying his name once. Scary levels. And the icing on the cake. Twitter threads. So many threads. One of the top posts read, "Kendrick's rollout, 1 video, 1 billboard, 0 tweets. Drake's last 5 drops, 32 posts, 8 trailers, 15 teases. Who's really winning?" Underneath it, thousands of replies. Some fans dragged Drake's rollout history, others defended his numbers. A few brought up ghostwriting again, because of course they did. But one quote stood out, reposted by multiple artists. "Some artists go viral. Some artists go eternal. Kendrick just showed which one he is." Then the real bombshell hit. Apple Music updated Kendrick's artist page, replacing Humble with Humble Restored as the featured track. Spotify placed Humble Restored on 5 editorial playlists, something they rarely do for re-releases. An industry analytics site ChartTac posted, "Kendrick's 2017 track just beat Drake's 2023 lead single in 48-hour streams from the grave. No promo. Yo, Drake dropped a full campaign for For All the Dogs. Kendrick dropped a new cut of an old video and won." And just when things looked like they couldn't escalate any further, Kendrick's team sent out a press email. A single sentence: "This isn't the return. This is the reminder." What does that mean? Is Kendrick prepping a full new album? A docu-series, a public tour? No one knows. But what we do know, he's not done. The moment Kendrick's Humble Restored edition took over the charts, the public response turned explosive. Team Kendrick flooded the internet. TikTok was a war zone. Twitter, now X, was a battlefield. Reddit was a library of receipts. And everyone had something to say. One viral TikTok with 8 million views broke it down like this: "Drake makes hits. Kendrick makes history. This ain't about numbers anymore. This is about weight." Another creator flipped it with comedy. "Drake's in the studio right now, like should've dropped my own high school too. Huh." The comments: "Kendrick donated a school. Drake donated a subpar house track. He revived a song from the grave and still bodied the game. This different. Humble Restored got more impact than Drake's last 3 albums combined." But not everyone agreed. Team Drake clapped back hard. Humble was already a classic. Kendrick ain't do nothing but repackage nostalgia. Drake stays relevant year-round. Kendrick gotta disappear for 3 years just to trend for 3 days. Ain't nobody playing Humble in the club though. The debates were fierce. And then the celebs jumped INJ Cole on his burner Twitter. Yes, fans know, like to thread that, said Kendrick ain't trying to win charts. He's trying to win time. Cardi B reposted the Humble restored video with fire emojis, and Pusha T went full savage, and tweeted, "This is what silence sounds like when it hits harder than a verse." But the moment that really turned heads, SSX went on live, said, "Kendrick's brain different. He don't just drop songs. He drops eras. He don't care about flexing. He flexes by changing the temperature in the culture, and you already know what fans did. Screenshots, edits, fan cams of Kendrick and Shaw's old collab suddenly trending on TikTok again. And then came the award show fallout. A rumor hit Twitter via a leaked email screenshot. Bet strongly considering giving Humble restored a surprise nod at the Hip Hop Awards due to cultural impact. What? The BET Hip Hop Awards recognizing a restored version of an old track over current chart toppers. Fans split instantly. It deserves it. This wasn't just a video, this was a cultural reset. Nah, you can't give awards to remixes, even if they hit. Kendrick, breaking rules. I love it. Even Drake stans had to admit, if he wins for a song that might be the coldest flex in rap history. And in the background of all this, Drake still hadn't said a word. But fans kept watching. Every emoji. Every lyric in his IG captions. Every cryptic post from 40. They were waiting for a clapback. Some wanted bars, some wanted silence. Some just wanted to know, can Drake come back from this without looking desperate? And Kendrick still silent. Still winning. Just when the industry thought Kendrick was done. When Humble, Restored Edition had already made history. And when Drake fans were finally hoping the storm might pass. Kendrick's team sent out one final message, short, cold, and devastating, posted to PG Lang's official X account at 11:59 p.m. He chased hits. We chased home. One of us built a kingdom. The other built a playlist. The whole industry stopped. No hashtags, no promo. Just 28 words that felt like a eulogy to Drake's dominance. And while fans debated if Kendrick actually wrote it, one thing was clear. This war wasn't lyrical. It was structural. Drake built moments. Kendrick was building monuments, and then came the confession from inside the Six. On a Twitch stream, one of Drake's lesser-known collaborators, a songwriter who'd contributed to Certified Lover Boy, accidentally let something major slip. You know what's crazy? We almost sampled Humble. For a hook. Well, no lie, there was a concept for it. Drake thought it might be ironic, but we didn't go through with it. 40 thought it was too risky. Yo, they almost used Kendrick's own track in a Drake project. If that's true, it changes the narrative completely. It means Drake didn't just see Humble as a hit, he saw it as a shadow he couldn't escape. And Kendrick, he knew it. But Johnny, the real shock came during the Legacy Greater Than Streams live performance at Compton High School, streamed to over 6 million viewers across YouTube and Apple Music. Kendrick appeared on stage in all white, alone, no dancers, no flames, no spectacle, just a single spotlight behind him. A giant screen playing childhood photos of black students, youth protests, and the original Humble music video, in reverse. But when the beat dropped, the screen glitched and displayed a quote never seen before. This was never about being better than him. It was about proving you never needed to be. Double quotes, boom. The crowd fell silent. Chat feeds froze. TikTok immediately flooded with theories. Was this Kendrick admitting the feud was one-sided, that he was never chasing Drake because he was chasing something bigger all along? And then, it cut to black. No encore. No goodbye. Just the PG Long logo, fading into the words. Chapter 1 restored. Chapter 2 revealed, coming soon. What does that mean? Is there a full album coming? A short film, a docu exposing the entire industry? We don't know yet. But one thing's clear. Kendrick didn't just revive Humble. He rewrote the rules of what legacy means in hip-hop. And Drake, he's got a choice to make. Stay silent, and fade, or clap back. And risk being humbled all over again. So now you've seen it all. The restored version of Humble didn't just revive a hit, it rewrote history. Kendrick Lamar didn't drop a diss track, he dropped a legacy grenade, and left Drake stuck in the smoke. No bars, no interviews, just impact, from silent billboards in Toronto to a secret stage performance in Compton. Kendrick played chess in a world full of checkers. But now we gotta ask, did Kendrick officially end the debate? Is Drake's reign built on streams, not substance? And is this the calm before Kendrick's next storm? Because let's not forget that final message. Chapter 1. Restored. Chapter 2. Revealed coming soon. What's next? A full diss, a visual album, or something even bigger? Drop your theory in the comments right now. Should Drake respond or stay silent? Team Kendrick, hit that like button. Team Drake, sound off in the comments if you're here for the war. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Because trust us, this ain't over. And Johnny, if Chapter 1 was this powerful, Chapter 2 might shake the foundation of the entire industry. Stay locked. Because next time, we might not just be talking about a song. We might be talking about the fall of an era.